Dagash introduced me to Honorable Umara Kumalia. Honorable Umara Kumalia was a former minority leader in the House of Reps. He was the one who moved the popular resign or be impeached motion against President Obasanjo. Now, Kumalia wanted to run for the governorship. He had fallen out with Ali Modu Sheriff. He wanted to run for the governorship in 2007. And he defected to PDP. Now, he was the first person to defect. It was after he defected that Senator Mohamed Abahaji, also from Borno, defected. Now, all those who defected after Kumalia were giving waiver, but Kumalia was not giving waiver. But before then, I told him, I said, look, I understand that you have some level of relationship with Kashim Imam. Let us call a meeting between the two of you. Agree on power sharing model so that Kashim Imam can leave this thing for you. I said, because if the two of you go into the contest for the primaries, one of you will eventually win. But whoever wins, there will be crisis within the PDP. And the man you want to dislodge will eventually triumph over the two of you. They dilly-dallied over it. When eventually he now got in touch with me to say that a meeting has been called between him and Kashim Imam and other stakeholders of the party by Ambassador Babagana Kindigbe, I told him clearly that from what I know, Ambassador Babagana Kindigbe is supporting Kashim Imam. So certainly the outcome of that meeting cannot be favorable to you. And it came to pass. By the time he now said he was defecting to the AC then, as it was then known, I told him, well, at this point, because by my nature, I won't lie to you because I want your money. I will tell you the truth. I said, look, the AC you are going to, you will get the ticket, but you are not going to win the election. Kashim Imam will get the PDP ticket, he will not win the election. I said, Ali Modu Sheriff will eventually triumph at the end of the day and he will run all of you out of town.
And he ran them out of town.
At some point, most of them couldn't go home. They were operating from Abuja.
So while he was running them out of time, was he sowing the seed for the emergence of Boko Haram?
Well, if you look at the way he ran that government, and because of the way thugs virtually took over everywhere, because most of those who eventually became Boko Haram, from what some of the party chieftains also said, had some kind of relationship. Because I remember late Jerry Husseini once granted an interview on the national TV accusing, Ali Modu Sheriff of breeding, because then in Borno, if you make any statement against Ali Modu Sheriff, rest assured that political talks will visit you before nightfall.
He was that tough?
And God help you if they meet you at home. There was a time we were to go and interview, was it Buka Buluri? We were in the house when the talks came in. They beat everybody inside. In fact, they had one of our colleagues, head him up and his legs, were shaking. And one of them now said, why not enjoy doing that? These people are journalists, they are just doing their own job. Let's leave them alone. And that was how they spared us. But they beat the wives of the man and beat everybody up. That was what was obtainable under Ali Modu Sheriff.
Is the Nigerian government compromised? Is our government compromised? And that's the reason why they've not been able to deal with this insecurity issue that we've been faced with for so long, since 2011, starting from Borno State. And I'll tell you why I'm asking that question. But I want to ask you the same thing. Do you think our government is compromised, where they have moles within the government who are sponsoring terrorists in our country? In 2017, General Jeremiah Oseni, if you remember, popular man at the time, specifically name-called Ali Modu Sheriff, accused him publicly of being tied to Boko Haram. In General Jeremiah's exact words, some of us know that he, Sheriff, is one of the sponsors of Boko Haram. We have facts. This was said by Jeremiah Oseni. In 2012, the Wall Street Journal published a report with unnamed US official who believed that Ali Modu Sheriff was a primary sponsor of Boko Haram. Even the SSS declared Ali Modu Sheriff a person of interest, even though they didn't file any formal charges against him. One person, but local and international journalism, calling him out. In 2011, Ali Sanda Umar Kondugan, also known as Al Zawahiri, a Boko Haram member arrested, alleged, and named Ali Modu Sheriff as a key sponsor of Boko Haram. He even called Ali Modu Sheriff his boss. He said they were used for political thuggery. Again, remember that, political thuggery. In 2022, I believe, after the BBC documentary, the title, The Boko Haram Financier, something like that, that Eye on Africa program, Femi Falana explicitly named Ali Modu Sheriff as a financier of Boko Haram and asked the International Criminal Court to prosecute high-profile Nigerian figures who were involved in sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, but specifically naming Ali Modu Sheriff. And I think in recent time on one of these TV stations, whether it's on Channels or on Arise News, he still mentioned Ali Modu Sheriff's name as well again. Still, that same person. This same Ali Modu Sheriff is highly placed, now so highly placed within the APC. And this man is from Borno State, where the vice president of Nigeria is from. That's the same vice president who was also accused of sponsoring Boko Haram. And they were of the same political party at the time. Again. So when they have intelligence reports saying that we have highly placed politicians, individuals in government who are helping Boko Haram, who are members of Boko Haram, you must admit that there's some truth about that story. How else are they able to get the ammunitions they get? Who's delivering those ammunitions to them in the bushes in the middle of the night? Using helicopters to deliver food, ammunitions to these Boko Haram guys in the middle of the night. After all, ordinary Nigerians can't afford helicopters, can we? Let alone the kind of weapons used to cause this magnitude of destruction they've unleashed on Nigerians. These same politicians use thugs in the same southern part of Nigeria to cause electoral mayhem and intimidation, especially during election season. And this is how Boko Haram was imported into Nigeria because of political gains. Now see where we are. Let me give you an example. Take Edo State. Since Okpebholo became governor of Edo State, can you not see the political thuggery going everywhere? Anyone that spoke against, or anyone that is speaking against Okpebholo, criticizing him, this is what democracy is meant to be. These people attack him. Remember this guy, there's a guy called Albert Obaze. He's a fierce critic of the current the governor of Edo State. You can see the threat he gets every single day because he's calling out politicians and calling out his own state governor. And he's calling out the thugs in that state. Look at Lagos State in 2023. Remember that guy, MC Oluomo, when he threatened people who were going to come vote and weren't going to vote for the APC. Remember that Mama Chinedu story when he threatened them, especially the Igbos. But yet the Inspector General of Police or the Commissioner played it down and said it was only joking. This was how Boko Haram came into being. And now look at the mayhem they've caused in the country. This is terrible. This is terrible. So I'm asking you that same question. If after naming this one particular person, after again and again and again, there's still no prosecution, there's still no intelligence, there's nothing to say that one single politician, highly placed individual, has been accused and as arrested and prosecuted for sponsoring Boko Haram, then the question still begs for answers. Is Nigeria not compromised? Is our government not compromised? Is our government not compromised? For how many years we've been fighting terrorism? Do you understand? Do you understand the significance of this thing? That one man has been accused over and over again for aiding and abetting terrorism in Nigeria and sponsoring it. But yet nothing has happened. So that's why I'm asking you that question. Is Nigeria not compromised? Because something must give. And it is sure to be something that evidentially we can see. If General Seni can accuse Ali Modu Sheriff, if international reports are showing the same thing, don't forget we have Isa Pantami. We had Isa Pantami, who was also a Boko Haram apologist, and he worked under the Buhari regime. There's so many of them like that. So the question now is this. Again, is Nigeria's government not compromised? Why can't we deal with this issue of terrorism? Because Nigerians are getting killed every day. Children are burnt alive. Villages are displaced. People are packing their bag, running away from Kwara State. But yet we say we have a government. And then they say there's genocide. And these people are declaring and they're saying there's no genocide. When you import terrorists into the country and you promise them something and you don't give them and they don't have any place to stay, history has shown that when people invade a place, they'll kill the people and take over their lands. That's exactly what is going on in Nigeria. Land grabbing, natural resources mining illegally, but the government cannot do anything because the government is all bent on coming back for second term. So they allow everything else go just because they need to come back for second time. But then they forget the bloodshed in the land. They've turned Nigeria into a land of bloodshed. That's how terrible our country has become. So again, I ask you, the face that has been shown over and over is Ali Modu Sheriff, the man that accused or alleged to have brought terrorism into Nigeria. Ali Modu Sheriff, the question to Nigeria is Nigeria's government compromised? Ali Modu Sheriff, should he be answering questions? What is your take? Put your comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Do you think the government is compromised? These allegations against Ali Modu Sheriff for so long has been lingering. What do you think about it? Put your comments in the comment section. Please recommend this channel to others. Recommend this content to others. Don't forget to like, to share, and to also subscribe if you've not done so to support us as we continue to grow. We need to inform Nigerians to let them see that these things happening in Nigeria, it's not normal. Politicians are involved, and we need to get to the bottom of it. But the question still remains the same. Is our government compromised? Thank you. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.